Oh, that's better. I love crows. Sometimes I wish they'd just shut up, though. I like dogs. I wish they would be quiet, too. Noisy birds. Oh, maybe I don't like crows. Listen to them. Oh, they're so loud. Drive you crazy. So, I haven't been able to get to my Aspie channel, so I'm going to make this on this channel, and then I'll probably move it over to my Aspie channel later on. What I wanted to talk about was, well, how people with Asperger's syndrome are. And there's many aspects to it, so I just make these video clips to kind of do this. And this is for Aspie12345, by the way, because he asked me to do more videos on it, and I can't, because I can't get to my channel until I get my computer fixed. I'm basically doing everything on a note, not a notebook. What do you call these things? iPad-looking things. This isn't an iPad, but it's a tablet. Yeah, that's it, tablet. I love coming outside. Look at the size of those sunflowers. I don't know if you could see them. They're huge. Wow. Well, they're supposed to be huge anyway. So this is what I find about, I believe, I know people, I could say it's genetic, but this is what I observe about people with Asperger's syndrome on the lines of being stubborn. I find people with Asperger's syndrome very stubborn. And it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's good to be stubborn about something when, you know, when you're right. But when you're stubborn when you're wrong, oh, that's terrible. And the thing about people with Asperger's syndrome is that it's very hard for us to admit we're wrong when we're wrong. And it's very hard for us to see, you know, when we focus on one thing where we don't see things. Now, as I got older, I started to become a little bit more, a lot more cognizant of the idea that I could be wrong, which I think is, if you really want to help your life as an Asperger's person, you have to constantly ask the question humbly of yourself, could I be wrong? Which is what most people don't do anyway. Most people don't ask the question, could they be wrong? Right? But then, when 10 other people tell you you are wrong, if somebody says you're not humble enough because we're all telling you you're wrong, to have the courage to stand in front of 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 people and tell them, because you know, not because of your pride, that no, 10,000 people are wrong and you're right. And this is, you know, hard to do, especially since people don't understand Asperger's syndrome. We see some things that 10,000 other people might not see. 10 million other people may not see. That's what makes us unique. We're not perfect, but we just happen to see things that other people don't see. It's a very strange trait. It makes us very much worth who we are. But we could be wrong about things too, which balances it out, because then, you know, it keeps us humble. So I really like to check, and somebody had told me once, if you're right 90% of the time, people will listen to you. Now, that's true. I think it is if you can prove your point 90% of the time and people agree with you, or people will listen to you if they agree with you. Well, where do you fall in that category? I can't tell you. But I don't go on the idea that I'm agreed with. I go on the idea of the facts that I see, but then I leave open the possibility that I could be wrong. So I try to speak in such a way as to say, look, I don't know all the facts, but these are the facts that I have. And these facts point to this. And this is a very good practice for anybody to do, is to not be dogmatic about anything. But on some things, you do need to state that the facts point to this more than anything else, and it would be foolish to go to another point of view. I know it's rather sounds a little redundant, but the thing is that in my experience, I have read things that other people haven't read. I've seen things other people haven't seen. And it's not that they have that they don't have access. It's that they just don't have time to see everything. Maybe they've seen some of the things that I have, but because my mind is so obsessive, and we go off on tangents, obviously. So I guess what I'm saying is the ASPE community is a very intelligent community, but they seem like a very stuck-up and a very arrogant community, and can be absolutely wrong. Or they could be right because they're so intelligent. But intelligence doesn't always make one right. What I'm looking at is that I can go on, and I'm a person with Asperger's syndrome, and tell you all these facts about the Bible, God, and an atheist can get on and tell everybody all the facts they know about atheism, and a Buddhist could get on and and it goes on and on, Islamist, whatever it is, and put their point of view across and argue for it, and which ASPE is right? Are all of them right? Well, obviously. Well, if you say, one person might say, well, there's many ways to God, or there's many ways, and we're all right. This way we don't have any arguments. Well, we all can't be right. But what I would say is that it's a good thing to debate about it, but it's also a good thing to take to go and here's something that most people don't do. Most people don't learn the other person's point of view before they open their mouth. Those people don't check and listen. And this is actually a Greek arguing style that was practiced, that isn't practiced anymore. People just don't listen. They make comments on YouTube. And really the right way to do things, and I'll probably do a video on this alone, is to actually listen to the other argument to the point where you understand where the other person's point of view is before you answer the questions. You may find that you might have some common ground, or there might be something that you missed in the other person's argument. This type of argument actually helps people get somewhere. Well, anyway, this is getting on to be a long video, but I just wanted to say that I love people with Asperger's syndrome, but I also know that people with Asperger's syndrome tend to be full of themselves sometimes. And sometimes it's because of Asperger's that they're unbending. And to understand them and love them, that's really good. I have Asperger's syndrome, but also to understand that if you have Asperger's syndrome and you constantly ask the question, maybe I'm not right about this. And I know I'm going on and on, but honestly, this is what happened in my life. I started off in my early life thinking I was right about so many things. And as time went on, as I got older and I graced a little bit, I started to find out there was a lot of things that I thought were right that I saw from a different perspective. Take care, and hope you all listen and kind of get a clue for how to deal with yourself with Asperger's syndrome, and how to understand that people with Asperger's syndrome are great. They may be opinionated, but if you can just show them how to be a little bit humble, and how to listen to other points of view without, actually consider that they could be wrong. People with Asperger's syndrome could be very, very useful for finding out the truth. Thanks. Take care.